Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Machedo.
Today I'm going to speak to you about the curse of working with Emirates Airlines. This is not a hate video, or this is not to put them down, or this is not to make fun of them, but rather a reality check for these people who have worked for employees who have worked for companies like Emirates Airlines, whether it's Etihad, whether it is whichever airlines. But primarily I'll focus on Emirates and Etihad. The reason being is, especially Emirates, because it was the largest, the biggest. If I were to speak on, let's say, Bangladesh Biman, nobody's going to bother, or Hello Asia, or some small aircraft airline. So, and also because plenty of Emirates Airlines employees have gotten in touch with me over the few weeks or months. So what is the curse? Okay, let's go back a little bit. Emirates Airlines was the fastest growing airline company in the world. For those of you who have been in UAE all these years would know that Emirates Airlines, when it started off, that time it was literally employing people, advertising, would you like to join? And they were even paying for your education. Like, I remember my close friend, right from school, he was at St. Mary's High School. Right from the high school, he got invitation to join Emirates Airlines, and they said they would pay for his college, they would pay for his training, plus he would get a salary. But yeah, they had to sign a bond. That if you sign the bond, you cannot leave until the bond is completed. So he joined them. And you're talking of nearly 25 years ago, 23 or 25 years ago. He started off at 1,500 dirham salary. So that's roughly around, say, $500. Okay. Joined in the engineering department. Over the months and years, his profile kept growing. He completed his training, then he reached a level, they increased his salary. He completed another training, they increased another salary, and every time they offered him, a new bond. And it went to the point where from 1,500 dirhams, he finally started getting 45,000 dirhams, which was big. See, initially they were taking expats, Indians, Pakistani, Sri Lankans, Bangladeshi. Then obviously they had to rope in locals. The thing about UAE is, or Middle East Arabs, when they start to grow, they're very nice, they're very polite, they're very, courteous. They'll treat you with the authentic Arab hospitality. But once money gets into their head, once greed gets into their system, then they start becoming ambitious. They forget their roots. And they do the same mistake over and over again. Immediately they'll employ a couple of Western passport holders, because they believe Goras, as they call them, have more brains or more strategy or better education or whatever it is. So they start employing all these Goras in these positions. And that is not to say that they are dumb. So, some of them are really good. So they appointed all these Goras. And obviously, if you appoint Goras, you have to appoint locals, right? Now, here's the problem. When you employ locals or Emirati or citizens, not everyone is to the mark. Many of them are just there to warm their asses. So out of the, let's say, out of 10, 2 will be exceptionally hardworking. 2. The rest 8 are all nothing but useless, waste of time, space and money. But this is also not a problem. I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is when you, let's say you're an engineer or you're a cabin crew, you're getting, let's say, $1,000. Your Western counterpart gets, let's say, $2,000. The British or American gets $5,000, and the Emirati local gets $10,000. Sorry, 10,000. So you can see the gap: $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. I'm giving you a rough estimate. And this is for the same job, for the exact same job. Let's say I pick 10 things and I bring this here, I get paid 1,000. But this guy, because his passport is different, he picks 10 things there and he gets $2,000. Then the British or American passport holders also does the same 10 things, but he gets $5,000. And the local Emirati does those 10 boxes and he gets $10,000. So that gap is there. Now, what makes it even more worse is that Emirati local, instead of doing 10, he will do one. Oh, yalla, Habibi, I'm tired. Wallah, you do. He will just do one and still he gets paid 10. And on top of that, he gets insurance, he gets family status, maternity leave paid for a year or something. I'm not talking like only Emirates. I'm talking of all these companies, they have special privileges for Emirati locals and citizens. Now, yes, you can call it as benefits to the citizens, but in the corporate world, it is looked upon as racism. Absolute corporate racism. You tell me, in USA, would this be acceptable? You tell me if Canada, this would be acceptable. Just because you're a citizen, doing the same job, you get paid less because somebody else is some other passport. Come on, man. Same job, same results, differential treatment. And then on top of that, they obviously get perks like loans and housing and free extra education and family status and better promotions. So overall, it's a very toxic environment, as they call it. No, you feel suffocated, but people keep quiet because, okay, I'll focus on my job, I'll take my salary home, keep quiet. But then when the bullying starts, when the bossing around starts, you can imagine how people feel when you're a manager and you're junior. You both are parking at the same spot and you're driving a Toyota while your trainee is driving a Mercedes Benz. This is actual. I know of a training manager who was driving a Toyota Corolla. The trainee was driving a Mercedes four-wheel drive. I mean, come on, man. So, okay, if that was not a problem. Okay, politics is there in every organization, favoritism, all that nonsense is there. So where does it become a curse? It becomes a curse in certain categories. The certain categories are, that is, cabin crew or anything related to flying. The second category is customer service, which is like passenger handling and all that. And I'll tell you why this is a curse. Now, what is a cabin crew? Cabin crew is, let's understand what is a cabin crew profile. Number one, the first requisite for a cabin crew is you have to look prim, proper, and perfect. Your appearance matters a lot. Show me one cabin crew who's overweight. Show me one cabin crew who looks like a mutant. Show me one cabin crew who's tattooed. No. Cabin crew have to look prim, proper, professional. Perfect. Okay? The first one is appearance. The second one is, obviously, you have to be polite. You have to have manners. You have to be very pleasing. Okay? Very sweet, very nice. Okay, the second is the characteristics. The third one is, obviously, you need to communicate. You need to take care. You need to have a customer-centric kind of personality. Then the last one can be, you need to have patience, tolerance. You need to learn the new methods and all that. So that is what a cabin crew is. I don't think there is, personally me, I don't think there is a specialized like a technical degree program like engineering or something just to be a cabin crew. No. Because what does a cabin crew do? When a passenger comes, welcome, make them sit in their respective seats or whatever, check the luggage, okay? Then make sure everyone's wearing their seat belts. Then after that, yes, the most infamous one. So would you like tea? Would you like coffee? Would you like chicken? Would you like fish? Would you like beef? Would you like, with ice, without ice, alcohol, juice? Okay. The term that people used to use is glorified waitress, or flying waitress, because to be honest, that's what they're actually doing. Okay. Yes, there is the element of, if in case there is turbulence, they have to ensure safety. That is a normal, it's common sense. You're dealing with so many passengers' lives. You have to know which door to open, how to take out emergency stuff and all. That's common sense. Okay, you have to know and teach all these things. So that's not like, wow, rocket science. I'm sure any one of us, if you're given a little bit of training, whether it's CPR or all that, you can learn that. You suddenly did not become a doctor or get a degree from a medical university just to do that. So let's avoid bullshitting with ourselves. The major thing is that I would say the biggest challenge of a cabin crew is, number one is they have to prepare themselves much more in advance. Like for example, if the flight is 8 o'clock, I'm pretty sure they have to get up maybe 4 o'clock. They have to have a shower, look fresh, be perfect. Then they have to check into the airport on time. Then the flight briefing instructions are there. And then you have to wait for the aircraft to take off. So all that takes time. So maybe in a given 8 hours or 10 hours duty time, they'll actually be on air or in air maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours flight. Okay, but to prepare takes a long time. And yes, in order to prepare for that, you have to sleep on time. And that is the first part. The second part, which is challenging, is the patience that you need with passengers. People can be absolute dicks. People can be real fucking morons. From smelling like, you're smelling a fart, a real stinky, smelly fart, to, putting your nose up, maybe your armpits, which has not been washed for days. Some people really are unhygienic to the core. On top of that, they lack manners. Some of them, especially you're talking of, being an Indian passport holder, I'm telling you, Indians, they think because they paid money, booze is for free, this is for free, you can take parcel, you can take this, you can take that. Oh, earphones, I'll take it home. And they are uneducated, most of them, and they act like fucking assholes. Some of them, even in Arab sectors, many of them, there was one video that I saw, a Saudi aircraft, where these guys actually shat, shitting. They defecated all around the area, and there were tissue and sewage was flowing, and I felt like puking. That was the first time I felt like puking. It was that disgusting, these people. So passengers are really unruly. They don't know how to behave. Some of them like to, assert their authority just because they played for a bloody economy class. And sometimes it's the economy class that behave like morons. I've seen in aircrafts where, forget people, as soon as the aircraft stops, forget people standing up, and the aircraft is not fucking open. Why are you fucking standing? Just shut up and fucking sit the fuck down, man. People stand. Stand for what? Sit the fuck down. Wait for your fucking turn. Nobody's going to run, and nobody's going to get the first place or first preference. Forget that. People behaving unruly. I've literally witnessed in an aircraft, when sitting down, guys sat on top of the seats and they were talking, and one guy started smoking and they were throwing things at each other. People behave like that. So this part makes it very challenging for cabin crew. Okay? So they need a lot of patience. So that's the part about cabin crew. And passenger handling and customer, you have to be polite, you have to be proper, you have to guide them, you have to help them get their destination, where they have to go, because it's a time-bound pressure cooker. Now, So where is the curse? The curse is because they do this job, the airlines, because it travels, it offers certain perks and benefits that is related to what they're doing, which doesn't cost them extra. And that is the curse. And I'll tell you why. First, to get someone who looks attractive, to get someone who looks young, who looks presentable, they give you a decent package. Let's say $1,000, $1,500. On top of that, to ensure that it's easy for people to commute, they offer them accommodation or apartments. Okay, so it's easy to get a bus and pick them up, and all right. And you need to understand that cabin crew is a young man's job. It's for youngsters, young people. It's supposed to be a transitory phase, although many people don't get the memo of that. So they offer them accommodation, apartments, and it was not very uncommon to have guys and girls meet each other in their apartments and have fun. And because they're young, they like to smoke, drink, party, sex, travel, all the temptations that youngsters have. Emirates Airlines offers cabin crew. So it's like, the ideal job for a young graduate. The ideal job where you can travel. See, travel itself is expensive. You can travel, which is such an amazing perk. You can stay in 5-star hotels. That's such a fucking amazing perk. And if you stop over at let's say a foreign destination, and it's 2-3 days, you can shop around, you can visit. That is why you'll see so many airline cabin crew, they take photographs, they put it on their social media, they like to talk about it. And added to that, because they look visually appealing, they look beautiful, so they get many followers, they get many admirers, they get many people wanting them, lusting for them. And then yes, they're not dumb, so they pose. That's why do you think cabin crew, females especially, why do they show duck and they show the look, and they wear the smallest of the smallest bikini to show believe in yourself, this is beautiful. And they're not dumb, they know which part of their body they are showing. They know that their men are weak for all this stuff, so they show in the pool, they show their bum a little bit, which is okay, fine. It's your ass, show as much as you want. And then there are some people who go a step further, because they know there is so much demand for them. Some of them don't mind an open sexual relationship. They capitalize on it. If there's a rich guy, fine, they'll date the guy. Who wouldn't? He's a rich guy, he's a multi-millionaire, he wants to take me out, why not? I'll get the little bit of sex, plus I'll get all the shopping, plus I'll get all the... So that's perfectly fine. They are two grown-ass adults who are enjoying their lives. And then there are some who go one step further. They offer sexual services for cash. I know this because one of my friends who's a senior pilot, he told me these girls, they meet up in a suite, and if you like them, they have openly, they tell you their rates. And some of them even go bidding for the highest customer. So it's a very, they're two adults, they are okay, they have their consent with each other, and they're enjoying their life, fine. So that also is not a problem. But the perks that are involved is the problem. So now you're enjoying travel, which is so fucking expensive, not everyone can do. It's a great opportunity to travel, see the world, enjoy the exotic locations and opportunities. Then on top of that, you get to stay in 5-star hotels, which is again amazing. It's a paradise. You get to eat good food and good drinks. That is also amazing. Then you get to meet adventurous people like yourselves, boys and girls, which is again amazing. And on top of that, if you are in business class or first class, you get to meet really rich, successful people who you never know, who you can brush shoulders with. And if you meet someone rich, someone successful, I'm not talking about marriage. Maybe you can have a fling and maybe you can have a great time. Who knows? Maybe even settle down, get married, have a family. So all these perks, all these opportunities are there. And plus free tickets for the family. Plus you stay, you don't have to spend money for accommodation. Okay. And why do they offer all this? They offer all this just to serve tea, coffee. So you're on chicken, you're on fish. So come on time, go on time. So the thing is, it's not a very skilled job. The job does not involve a lot of skills, but it pays a shitload of money, shitload of benefits overall. Not money, it's overall benefits. If you calculate the travel, the stay, the family perks, and fuck, it is like you're getting a senior manager's salary. Okay, but now this is feasible only when people are traveling, when airline industry is booming, when there's a demand for aviation. Now all of a sudden there's no more demand, there's no more traveling happening, there's nobody traveling because of the quarantine, airports are empty, airlines are parked, they're not flying, nobody is going anywhere, nobody wants to travel, airlines don't have a demand for pilots, cabin crew, engineers. So now what happens? Engineers, yes, they might have a demand if there is an aircraft, but yes, there will be people who will be laid off, maybe 10%, 20%, max 30. I don't think they'll go beyond that. Okay, pilots, plenty of them will lose their jobs because if the aircraft is not flying, they don't need it. So I would say that at least 50% of the pilots will be unemployed. Now, see, the problem is we are not talking of one company, we are talking of the entire industry, and that also around the world. Now the ones who will be badly hit, the worst, will be the admin, will be the office, will be the passenger services, and the maximum people who lose their jobs are cabin crew. Who wants an overpaid, glorified waiter or waitress? Who wants? Nobody wants. And even if you do want, you can get someone for really, really cheap. How many first class cabin crew people you need? 1, 2, 3, few. Okay. Anyway, it's not flying, right? How many do you need in business class? Maybe the same 1, 2, 3. Economy class, maybe a few. But if you have 150 aircrafts, only 2 are flying or 3 are flying, you'll keep staff enough for maybe 5 aircrafts, maximum 10. The remaining 90, all of them you'll terminate. You'll tell them, I'm sorry, we don't need you. You send them a nice email. Bye-bye. So now where will they go? If they're not working in the Emirates, before, if they were working with Emirates, it was a badge of fucking honor. You could try Etihad, you could try Alitalia, you could try Lufthansa, you could try so many aircrafts, airlines, because there was a demand. Now, if you're terminated, you're looking out for a job. What job can you get? You look amazing. You look really presentable. What can you can do modeling? Well, modeling has no demand. Doesn't pay any money. Instagram, can you be a star? YouTube, can you be a star? Yes, you'll get people who will see the views. But now, after the apocalypse, it pays peanuts. Okay? And YouTube and Facebook is very smart. You don't spend money. We're not going to boost your channel. And then you need to come out with content every day. And now you're not traveling, you're not a food blogger, you're not a travel blogger. What the fuck are you going to show every day? You're going to show your face, you're going to show your body, you're going to say, welcome to my channel, welcome to my channel, oh lovelies, welcome to my channel. You'll put some nice makeup, you look twinkly eyed, sexy dress, welcome to my channel. Okay, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 10 times. After that, what? Welcome to, just shut the fuck up, man. Instagram, what you'll show your boobs, your ass, your this, your that. Better than that, go to Pornhub, right? Free access to porn. Oh, okay. Then if you're showing there are some who show exclusive videos and all that privately. Fine, that's being a little creative. But there again, you have competition. Who do you trust? The safety is also there. Then finally, it comes down to resorting to some of them, some, not all, a very few handful, resort to sugar daddies and sex and, you know, high class escorts and all that. Okay, fine. Some places it is acceptable, like Amsterdam, Australia, Europe. And some of them decide, okay, I'll settle down, catch one rich bakra, rich guy, he'll take care of my problems. But the majority They will struggle. The majority will suffer. Because here's the question to you. What the fuck would you put on your CV? What the fuck are you going to put? Customer service? This dime a dozen. You can get someone from Asia for just less than $800. Okay, even less than that. They'll not offer you housing. They'll not offer you stay. They'll not offer you travel. They'll not offer you insurance. They'll just offer you salary, which is actually, if you look at it, is 30 to 40% of what you are actually getting overall. And that also, you don't get a global brand like Emirates Airlines. You'll be some Al Amtar, Al Rafiki and Sons, some bullshit name, global advertising with 2 people. So all of a sudden you'll realize you're fucking useless. Nobody wants your fucking skill. Okay, you're a pretty face, and that is why you'll get all these sexual predators who will be coming. Come, I'll take care of you. I'll make sure you get a job. Don't worry, babes. What they want in between your legs. You know, that opening that is there. That's what they want. And you know, your mouth. There's another opening there. That's what they want. If there was any other opening, they would target that also. That's a real world that we live in. So what service can you offer? Admin? What will you offer? HR? What will you offer? Customer service? Tea, coffee? Nobody cares about all this. Nobody cares about all this. You can get easily you can get. And you can get for 30% of the total package you are getting. So now the question is, what will you do? Where will you work? How will you position yourself? All of a sudden, all that showing off, oh, I work for Emirates. Emirates. Is it going, I work for Emirates? They'll be like, ha, Emirates refugee. Yeah, it's, now if you say you work for an airline, it's a curse. They'll be like, oh, fuck, another. Automatically, they'll say, oh, another one. For them, it's like, because nobody wants you. So what do you do? All that confidence, all that good looks, all that. Now you are thrown into the real world. The real world where all this pampering and free travel and free stay and 5-star hotel. Nobody's going to take care, man. And this is where you'll get a taste of the reality of life. Your ego, your pride, your arrogance. You'll be put to the ground. Welcome to reality. No more pride. Oh, I work for Emirates. Oh, I'm cabin crew. Yes, glorified waitress. That, what has to say? I has to always say that. Glorified waitress. Sir, would you like tea? Would you like coffee? Would you like chicken? Fish? Some pork? Would you like something, sir? Sir, your seat. Please have a seat. What are you going to do now? You'll put your CV around. You're famous on Instagram. You're famous on YouTube. You're famous on this and that. Who'll give you a job? Your only recourse is get a sugar daddy. Get a rich husband. Settle down. Because even if you go into the corporate world, what do you know? Apart from traveling, apart from tea, coffee, service, CPR. Who the fuck wants CPR? When you're working in an office, the office is not going to crash. So basically, whatever you have is useless, right? See, this is a reality. You might be saying, oh, he's hater. Those glory days are gone where you can party, you can go clubbing. You know, in UAE, if you're Emirates Airlines cabin crew, free booze. They actually give you free booze. Why? Because you're a girl, you're hot. You being cabin crew, you'll attract more sexually desperate men. So they used to offer free booze. Seriously, free booze. I know girls from Emirates used to, or airlines, typical airlines, British Airways, Qatar Airways, Etihad, they used to fucking drink like fish drinking water. Fuck, they would drink for free. Get drunk. Oh, guys used to come like desperate dogs. Now those days are gone, right? You can't drink. Can't go pool party, show your boobs and rave music, techno, oh, the sun, oh, look, believe in yourself, oh. Yavada, that is what it's become. So now what do? Number one, you wake up to the shock of the real world. which is really cruel and unforgiving. You get a reality check. What the fuck are your skills? Okay, fine. You don't want to give me a blowjob. You don't want to bend over. And what am I going to do? Look at your beautiful face. Huh? What work do you know? Because sex also, you have sex, you pay money. But after that, what do? You have to offer value, right? So that is where, not your education, Baba, not education. I'm an MBA. MBA does what? Wipe your ass with that piece of paper. You need to bring value. Value, Baba, value. Mullah, earning the mullah. Money. That's what you need to focus on, which is not easy. So that is where brand positioning comes. That is where selling yourself comes. That is where, knowing what the world wants. That is where getting off your high horse, your ego, your parties. Oh, we are Emirates. Oh, yeah, we are rave. Oh, I'm in France. I'm in Portugal. Achieve your dreams. All that goes. I have this female friend from India. Okay. She travels around the world. She was traveling. She stayed in nice hotels because she was nicely shagging a guy who was from Far East. Nicely shagging a guy. He was married. She stayed in their house as their friend. Poor wife doesn't know. He has kids. Busy shagging him, and he was busy paying her, taking care of her. He was a manager of the company. Gave her perks, benefits, made sure her job was protected. They were good friends. He's shagging her, plus he has a wife, plus he has kids. So it's okay. But I'll tell you what is the problem. The day either his job goes or he can't support her anymore, that day her holidays will vanish, staying in 5-star hotels will vanish, her real skills will be tested. And if she doesn't have real world skills, all the showing off that she does on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, they vanish. And the reality is where you'll actually be tested, See, the thing is, in today's world now, at least now, during the pandemic, your actual skills will be put to the test. Companies are moving towards being a bootstrap organization, where they keep the expenses low as possible. Financial managers or leaders or whatever, they want to ensure that every person who they employ not only is worth it, has experience, but can offer value for money. If they don't offer value for money, they don't want, they're not interested. So the challenge for average person is, how good are you? What kind of skills do you offer? Are you really worth it? If you do not have the experience, if you do not have the know-how, if you're not related to the same line of work, if you do not position your skills and your value added in an explicit manner for them to see, if you do not know how to sell yourself, if you do not know how to market yourself, if you do not know how to brand yourself, you're going to last, man. Like they say, there are ups and downs, there are glory days, there are great moments. See, like I was talking to my client who's a VIP client. I told him this, during the our economy has moved towards a kind of V-shaped recovery. Okay, the economy goes down, comes back up. Let's say, okay, 9/11. Okay, terrorist attack, and then the economy recovered. Housing bubble crash, took some time. Slight U, it was a slight U, went back up. Let's say banking system crashed, it fell down, the injected cash came back up. But this pandemic that there is, it's not going to be a V. It's not going to be dip down and go back up. It's going to be an L. What is an L? It goes down and then it stays down. People are hoping that instead of an L, it'll be a U-shaped recovery. U-shape means it goes down, stays down for some time, then goes back up. But the way things are looking right now, with the way the economy has been smashed because of the virus, it has gone down, and many people have been destroyed, many lives have been destroyed, many careers, many businesses. Economy is not going to open up. Even if they get let's say the vaccine for the virus, or they find a solution, even if the economy is open up, people aren't going to like travel like a flood of tsunami, you know. People are going to sit and say, oh, what is the amount of money that I have? How much money do I have? Savings. They'll focus on working, not taking holidays, not spending money. Because people have taken bank loans. People have lived far beyond their means. They expected, oh, I'm going to get a monthly salary. I'm going to get a promotion. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. So many people invested into expanding their business, buying new things, only to realize, shit, now I need to pay all this. There is no money coming in. So plenty of losses. And when you go through a loss, you know, you wisen up. You say, I'm not going to make that mistake again. So for the next 5 years, at least 5 years, nobody is going to spend money. Nobody is going to start enjoying their lives. The few, the rich, yes, they are not going to be affected. But the majority, 80%, they're going to sit at home, save money. They're not going to take bank loans as if they were buying popcorn or sweets from the shop. People are going to be very cautious, going to be very smart. As far as I see it, the generation that was working for Emirates Airlines or any of these airlines, the ones who are in their 30s and 40s, they're not going to go back to working for the aviation. You can be rest assured, they're never going to go back. The ones in their 20s will try here and there, but eventually they'll try other careers. Aviation is not going to be that interesting or lucrative like the way it was. And even if it does go back, only people who are going to look at short term are going to jump in. Yes, engineering and the technical side, they'll remain for some time, but they will be very cautious. I see a recovery phase of almost 5 years. After 5 years, the recovery process will take place. And then I see another 5 more years where they're slowly going to stabilize. And then after that, maybe 10 years down the line, it's going to be at the peak. Let's say, to be honest, 7 years. After the 7th year, it's going to be back to normal. But by the time people like many of us, we're going to be 7 years older or 10 years older, we're just going to look back on those days and say, oh, okay. Like I saw some posts by people on LinkedIn. It was an amazing experience working for 5 years, 10 years. I traveled the world. I enjoyed life. I stayed in amazing places, made friends. It'll just be memories. You're never going to get that life again. Never, ever, ever. It was like a pipe dream, you know. A good old days kind of montage. And it's never going to come back. And now you have to move on. You have to move on to the reality of life, the reality of age, the reality of getting old. And the biggest reality of all, of what lies ahead. No more, free travel, no more free stay, no more easy meals, no more, enjoying party, rave, and I'm invincible. Welcome to the daily grind, the grind of real life. So this is the curse of Emirates Airlines. This. You can tell me if I'm right or wrong, because, maybe you have a perspective that I need to know about. So guys, this is what it is. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. This is me signing off for now. Guys, take care.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Machedo.